Hi, welcome back. I have missed you guys. I may have a visiting pet and I have one sitting at my feet that you can't see right now, but I'll show him in another video. I wanted to take a second and feed Blue because he's very hungry. And I know you guys have been feeding him with Miss Carmen every once in a while. I'm going to make sure we got him fed as well. So you guys know that he's getting his breakfast or lunch every day. Yes, Jasper, it's fish food. It smells good. This is Jasper. He's very interested in lunchtime. And we'll feed the plant. Miss Carmen fed him recently, so we're just going to feed him 10 times. So we count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. Thanks for helping me feed the fish and feed the plant. So I wanted to take a chance to read a story with you guys. We haven't read a story recently, and the curriculum says we're reading the book Chrysanthemum, which is one of Miss Dawn's absolute favorites. So I'd invite you to just sit down. Let's do our sit down song. So we do crisscross applesauce, pockets on our seats, hands are in our laps, eyes are watching, ears are listening, voices quiet, shh, bodies calm. This is how we listen. This is how we listen at story time. At story time. So, I have a question. Let's see if you guys can answer this one for me. What part of the book is this? Back cover. Great job. What about this? The spine. Excellent. Do cats have a spine? You're right, they do have a spine. And what part of the book is this? Front cover. And last, what part of the book is just that? The title. The title, great job. So who writes the words? The author. And who draws the pictures? The illustrator. And you guys love the song, so I'll sing it real quick because, you know, guys, Miss Dawn, it's not her favorite, but we still sing it and you guys love it. So we sing, author, author, what do you do? I write the words in the book for you. Illustrator, illustrator, what do you do? I draw the pictures in the book for you. Great job. I hope you sang with me because that's one of your guys' favorite songs. And even when I don't want you to sing it, you guys like to sing it. So today we're going to read Chrysanthemum. Again, one of Miss Dawn's favorite books. It's written by Kevin Henkes, and it is, I guess he must have illustrated it also. So the day she was born was the happiest day in her parents' life. She's perfect, said her mother. Absolutely, said her father. And she was. She was absolutely perfect. Her name must be everything she is, said her mother. Her name must be absolutely perfect, said her father. And it was. Chrysanthemum, her parents named her Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum grew and grew and grew. And when she was old enough to appreciate it, Chrysanthemum loved her name. She's a baby. She's growing up. She's playing at the park. She's riding a tricycle, taking a bath. And she loves her name. She loved the way it sounded when her mother woke her up. She loved the way it sounded when her father called her for dinner. And she loved the way it sounded when she whispered it to herself in the bathroom mirror. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum loved the way her name looked when it was written on ink on an envelope. In ink on an envelope. She loved the way it looked when it was written with icing on her birthday cake. And she loved the way it looked when she wrote it all by herself in her fat orange crayon. I hope you guys are writing your name. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Is that a long name or is that a short name? Chrysanthemum thought her name was absolutely perfect, and she started school. On the first day of school, Chrysanthemum wore her sunniest dress and her brightest smile. She ran all the way. "Hooray!" said Chrysanthemum. "School!" But when Mrs. Chud took roll call, everyone giggled upon hearing Chrysanthemum's name. So everyone's happy to hear their name. And then down here's Chrysanthemum. She's kind of looking a little sad. "It's so long," said Joe. "It scarcely fits on your name tag," said Rita, pointing. "I'm named after my grandmother," said Victoria. "You're named after a flower." Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and informed Mrs. Chud that Chrysanthemum's name was spelled with 13 letters. "That's exactly half as many letters as in the entire alphabet," Victoria explained. "Thank you for sharing that with us, Victoria," said Mrs. Chud. "Now put your head down." "If I had a name like yours, I'd change it," said Victoria, as the students lined up to go home. "I wish I could," thought Chrysanthemum miserably. "Welcome home," said her father. "Welcome home," said her mother. Or vice versa. "School is no place for me," said Chrysanthemum. "My name is too long. It scarcely fits on my name tag, and I'm named after a flower." "Oh, pish," said her mother. "Your name is beautiful and priceless and fascinating and winsome," said her father. "It's everything you are," said her mother. "Absolutely perfect," said her father. Chrysanthemum felt much better after her favorite dinner, macaroni and cheese with ketchup. Who likes that? And an evening filled with hugs, kisses, and the game Parcheesi. Have you guys been playing any games with your family? That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that her name was Jane. It was an extremely pleasant dream. Can you see how she feels? Happy. I hope you guys can see all the pictures with the light. The next morning, Chrysanthemum wore her most comfortable jumper. She walked to school as slowly as she could. She dragged her feet in the dirt. "Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum," she wrote. "She even looks like a flower." "Oh, do you see the cat?" said Victoria as Chrysanthemum entered the playground. "Let's pick her," said Rita, pointing. "Let's smell her," said Joe. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. Oh, Callie, thank you. That's Callie. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and said, "A chrysanthemum is a flower. It lives in a garden with worms and other dirty things." "Thank you for sharing that with us, Victoria," said Mrs. Chud. "Now put your head down." "I just cannot believe your name," Victoria said as the students lined up to go home. "Neither can I," thought Chrysanthemum miserably. Welcome home, said her mother. Welcome home, said her father. School is no place for me, said Chrysanthemum. They said I even look like a flower. They pretended to pick me and smell me. Oh, pish, said her mother. They're just jealous. And envious and begrudging and discontented and jaundiced, said her father. Who wouldn't be jealous of a name like yours, said her mother. After all, it's absolutely perfect, said her father. Chrysanthemum felt a trifle better after her favorite dessert, chocolate cake with buttercream frosting, and another evening filled with hugs and kisses and parcheesi. Elena, can you come get the water? The cat just spilled it. I don't know if there's anything in it, but it's... That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that she really was a chrysanthemum. She sprouted leaves and petals. Victoria picked her and plucked her, and the petals one by one until there was nothing left but a scrawny stem. Ooh, that's a scary dream. It was the worst nightmare of Chrysanthemum's life. Chrysanthemum wore her outfit with 7 pockets the next morning. Shall we count them? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She loaded the pockets with her most prized possessions and good luck charms. Chrysanthemum took the longest route possible to school. She stopped and stared at each and every flower. Chrysanthemum, 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 the flowers seemed to say. That morning, the students were introduced to Mrs. Twinkle, the music teacher. Her voice was like something out of a dream, as was everything else about her. The students were speechless. They thought Mrs. Twinkle was an indescribable wonder. They went out of their way to make a nice impression. Mrs. Twinkle led the students in scales. Then she assigned roles for the class musical. Victoria was chosen as the dainty fairy queen, and Rita was chosen as the spiffy butterfly princess. Joe was chosen as the all-important pixie messenger, and Chrysanthemum was chosen as a daisy. Chrysanthemum's a daisy, chrysanthemum's a daisy. Joe, Rita, and Victoria chanted, thinking it was wildly funny. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. What's so humorous? Asked Mrs. Twinkle. Chrysanthemum was the answer. Her name is so long, said Joe. It scarcely fits on her name tag, said Rita, pointing. I'm named after my grandmother, said Victoria. She's named after a flower. My name is long, said Mrs. Twinkle. It is, said Joe. My name would scarcely fit on a name tag, said Mrs. Twinkle. It would, said Rita, pointing. And, said Mrs. Twinkle, I'm named after a flower, too. You are? Said Victoria. Yes, said Mrs. Twinkle. My name is Delphinium. Delphinium Twinkle. And if my baby is a girl, I'm considering Chrysanthemum as a name. I think it's absolutely perfect. Chrysanthemum could scarcely believe her ears. She blushed. She beamed. She bloomed. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Joe, Rita, and Victoria looked at Chrysanthemum longingly. Call me Marigold, said Joe. I'm Carnation, said Rita, pointing. My name is Lily of the Valley, said Victoria. Chrysanthemum did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She knew it. The end. Well, I love how you guys have been on Class Dojo seeing all of Miss Carmen's videos, and thanks for coming and seeing some of ours over on my YouTube channel. Keep visiting. I'll keep trying to get them up, and hopefully I won't make too many mistakes. I love and miss you guys.